Good morning, good morning, good morning.
That you need help with, I guess.
Hi, Sally. You slipped right in. Deb, you did a waiver last week. And I have waivers now that we have to fill out. They're right here by the basket. And we all need a strap today for our practice. And they're on the top of this cart. So everybody at home, good morning.
Good morning.
If you're going to practice with me today, you're going to need a strap. We're going to be working on toy soldier, opening through the shoulders. So today's class is a wrist and forearm health practice. But we would be remiss in working on these if we didn't work on the full arm. So it's not necessarily an arm strengthening practice. It's going to be, gosh, this is a mess. I got to get this up. Working through the muscles here down the side of the body, down into the arm. Because if this space is tight, then that's going to pinch nerves. Sometimes we get numbness in our fingertips. And if we want a nice healthy wrist, we have to start here. So we're going to literally be working all the way through and into the wrist. But the focus is wrist and forearm health. So I'm going to just kind of check in here, see if everybody can see us. And I probably should have done that before I made that announcement so I didn't have to do it again. But let's see. Here we go. I lost me. Where am I? Here I am. Yay!
I love those purple pants.
Well, thank you.
I know she looks like a grape.
I love
Hey, and we're back. Jeannie, today's class is awesome because no ab work, lol. Oh, Jeannie came last night and she liked the class because there's no abs.
There's certainly plenty of
Good morning. Oh my goodness, Barbara, you made it after all.
If you put that by her coffee cup.
Yes, that way I can take it home. Thank you, Ann, appreciate it. All right, did everybody get your strap? You're going to need the strap. They're on the top of the cart, and it needs to be long.
Are these black ones not long enough?
Yes, they are, but I think there is one odd man out, and Sally might have got it. It needs to be, is yours pretty, oh no, yours is really long. Okay. It needs to be like that long. There is one little dinky black one that's like 6 feet, and you go to put it on, and your hands end up way up here, and you look like a cartoon. So,
Yes.
all right. So Barbara, you're here. Jeannie, you're here. And we're all checking in, which is awesome. Oh wow, that did look cool. When I threw it, it went like right at the camera, so it looked like the strap was coming at it. Yeah. All right, so get some love. We get some folks watching, which makes me happy. And I can start checking in and take care of this main. All right. I found my brush. I actually brushed my hair. I hadn't brushed my hair in a week.
Mine would be up.
I mean, I washed it, but I didn't brush it. Well, it's exactly what it was. But I have a special brush that I love that my mom bought me at Harrods when she was in England last time. And it's a special type of brush that you brush that takes the knots out, and it's for long hair. So it doesn't like yank you bald-headed. Well, I kind of only like to use that brush, and I've been in and out of house sitting that it ended up in a bag somewhere. So I finally found it. I'm like, oh my God, I finally brushed my hair. I was so embarrassed to tell anybody this. I keep it up all the time, so it didn't really matter. So, but yeah, I did finally brush my hair. Thank you for asking. What a TMI for those people online, right? Good morning, Kathy. You've joined me here. You will love this class. It's for wrists and forearms. Grab a strap, hop right in, get your mat, or don't. Just do it on the carpet with your pets, your family. All right, body. How's your body?
Good. I'm well. Thank you.
Yay. Sally, how's your body today?
A little sore. I went paddle boarding the first time.
That's wonderful. All the back and core and that's...
Between my shoulder blades.
Yeah. Yes. I am so excited. Good for you.
Where'd you go?
Winter Haven.
Oh, nice. Oh, good.
Good, good. And you're good too. Even though you had an early morning.
How's your body?
It's exquisite. Thanks for asking.
Good.
I'm happy
It's
to.
a nice answer.
Isn't that a fancy word? That's one of my $4 words I'd say. Gail, the party's here now. top of the cart.
Stuff.
Yeah, fancy stuff today. We're going to work wrists and forearms. Okay. No, not Sally from the night class. Sally is still coming to night class. Different Sally, thanks for asking. But that Sally has been coming. Sally and Pat, they come on Tuesday and Thursday nights. You should come and join us. I know why you're home. We get that, but still, we love you and miss you. All right. Valerie, you're here this morning. Hot dog, Brian. Thank you for joining us. All right. Oh, and I got a sunshine. That made my day. And Valerie says hi to everybody. All right, we need to get started. We got lots of fun stuff to do. Wait, Frank's not here. If he types in there that he is watching this from his boat again, I'm going to smack him. He's like, I'm pulling in this bass, watching you do yoga.
Dedication.
Right? Dedication for sure. All right,
Speak nobody in the front row.
because I guess I stink, everybody went to the back row.
It's intimidating.
Isn't it
You don't want to actually get in the picture.
Yeah, I guess that's it. And you're not. They can just barely see the front of the mat. Yeah, you're
Set a
safe.
bad example.
No. We're going to start the class, okay? We're going to, oh, wait.
Thank you very much, Kelly.
Come on. I saw her when you were checking out. She was checking out. And I'm like, we're back in class. And she's like,
Oh, that's awesome.
you know, it was like old Yogi home week at Aldi's yesterday.
That's so cool. It was funny because I'm like,
We need a strap
is that
today.
Michelle's voice I hear? And I look over, I'm like,
Just a strap.
strap.
And there's spots right here. These two blue ones, and you're off camera if you want to get right there.
Okay.
There's a blue piece of tape
I guess.
on the floor. There you go.
Okay.
That's fine.
Oh, great. Thank you.
All right.
The front row is condemned here.
Yeah, people don't want to be that close to me. We're going to let the head come forward, feel the back of the neck stretch. Try to tone down the chipper. I forget that I am too chipper for people, and I get away from myself, like, oh, sorry, let me tone it down some. I was inverted last night doing 90s on the wall and doing jumping jacks while upside down, and they're like, really? I'm like, I don't get a chance to play much.
I was doing the same thing last night.
We let the head come up. Right ear, right shoulder. Smile a lot. Laugh even more. It really does increase your face value. And left ear, left shoulder. Grin, smile, be happy. We got muscles in the face. Back to the center. We're going to pull those shoulders back. Lift the pelvic floor. Nice, full breath. Set the intention for your practice. And then we're going to open those eyes, lace those fingers together. We're going to press out, lift up. Nice tall spine here. Really tall body. Open the chest. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to turn to the right, tall spine. Let the head be the last thing to turn. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming back to the center. I know you guys are really excited about those fast counts compared to last week. Last week you guys are like, really? That's too slow. That's why we called it slow flow. And turn to the left. Tall spine. Really tall. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to the center. Hands come out and up. Yes, I get feedback over here too. So I'm getting messages and stuff, and they're making me grin. Nice tall spine. And forward fold, lengthen it out. Barbara wasn't sure if she was going to join us today because she's having her air conditioner worked on. And she thought doing yoga in a hot house was not going to work, but it would appear she found a place to practice. Yay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we're going to come back up, change the cross.
Definitely not the time of year you want air conditioning.
Well, I guess it's better than August, right?
True.
True. I've always got the silver lining. There you go. Right arm down, left arm reaches. Tall spine, armpit up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up. Bend the elbow, twist it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and reach, and up. Left arm down, right arm reaches. Nice big stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that arm comes up. We're going to bend at that elbow, twist it through. Nice rotation here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release and extend. Slowly we're going to come back up. Hands come behind, rotate the shoulders, lift the collarbones, really open them up. This is a real challenge for me. For those of you who've been practicing with me a while, you know that I dislocated my collarbone last year and it came up in my throat. And so this movement is really difficult. It can be uncomfortable, but it's so important. So you really have to lift up and coming forward, hands come up. Full breath here, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hands come down and release. Backs of the hands come together. And out of all the collarbone dislocations, I thought I would tell you guys, just because, I'm special. Only 2% of people do it at the throat. I'm like, hey, I'm an overachiever. And gently release the feet together. The doctor's like, really? Oh my God.
This is something that just had to heal on its own.
Yeah, it won't ever be exactly the same. So for me, I have to make sure that my pectorals are really strong in here, and the muscles help pull it back down. Yeah, because the tissue's been lengthened now, and so tendons and tissue, you can't do anything with those tendons other than surgery, and that wasn't an option for me because I don't want that.
And
So,
how
but
did it dislocate?
yeah, there was a combination. There was some hot messes there. There was a wicked lot of yoga. Not that yoga would do that, but I tried to pop a door into place, and the door didn't move, but my arm did. I have an old house, and they have this little rolling slidey doors, that are on, and it had come off the track. And so I went like this to pop it back in the track, and I just popped that out. The door just hung.
Oh gosh.
My arm is not tools. Lengthen through the spine. So when I tell people, when you bring the body that you have today, when I check in with you, I mean that legitimately. It doesn't have anything to do with what your skill level is. You can be an advanced practitioner. If you dislocate your collarbones, you are not practicing advanced poses.
Yeah.
So every day we come into the class, we bring a new body. And slowly come back up. Knees come up. We're going to cross and really stretch here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring those knees up and change that cross. Really big stretch here. 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring those knees in. Right hand comes down. Let's let that leg come up. Hamstrings say good morning. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out to the side. 1. I see those faces. Those are smiles, not grimaces. I like to say Grimace is that purple guy from McDonald's. Right? You guys remember that long ago when they had the French fry guys and Grimace and the Hamburglar and back in and down. I tried to tell my son, he's 21, about that. He's like, he has no clue.
Yeah, they don't remember that.
It is. Great. Tall spine. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's let that leg come out to the side. Just firing up those legs a little bit. Find your breath here. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring that leg back up. Bend the knee, put the foot down. We're going to drop both knees over to the left. And when we do that, we want to sit up. We're trying to press this hip flexor down, working through IT band. We might get a little grumpiness. Do what you can. Full breath. 3, 4, 5. And up. And over to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We back up and extend that out. So we're doing these things that we normally do just to kind of settle, give people last little bit of time to get in. But we want to start adding in wrist work. So first thing we're going to do is put those hands down beside the body. And we're going to extend the arms. We're not trying to lift the butt off the floor. We're trying to get those arms as straight as we can, which is going to elongate the spine. But that's also going to give us some pressure in the palm. Allowing those hands to start bearing weight. That is going to be part of getting the wrists ready, is getting the muscles in the hands able to hold some weight. 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to release, backs of hands come to the floor. So this is really handy for those folks who are on the computer all day, literally you can do lots of things that can get your wrists kind of grumpy. But being on a computer, especially because you typically are using a mouse, so you're not even. You're overworking the wrists and one more than the other. And gently, we sit back up and lean forward. Eons ago, when I worked for the tax collector's office, I had an adding machine, that 10 key, and this one hand would just be achy because you would be working that machine all the time. So I understand that completely. 3, 4, really lean in. 5. I'm going to come up, the right leg comes over. Get these exercises into those tissues. So we get into those wrists. 2, where's your breathing today? Maybe think back to your intention. See if you're holding your breath when you're doing these postures. Maybe when you got into this pose, even after you already checked in with me of how your body's doing, you found a spot that you're like, oh wait, that muscle, I didn't tell you that was tight. And just recognize it. And come up, foot comes next to knee, rotate to right, tall spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back to the center. We're going to grab the foot. We're going to rock it out. Feel those hips. Rock and roll. It is so amazing to see this nice class. Oh my gosh. So excited. It's the biggest class I've had yet since we've been back. And I've been back a month. And put that foot on the inside of the thigh. We're going to let right hand reach behind, press down, come up. Nice, long, straight side body. We're opening through those tissues in the side. From the foot all the way through the hand. So we have this process in our body called the lymphatic system. And the lymphatic system will run down the side body. But it doesn't have pressure like how your liver would, how your kidneys do. Movement is what moves those toxins out. So stretching like this really helps. We're going to release, sit glutes down. Take right foot, place it into the thigh where it will fit for you. If you're tight, it might be by the knee. If you're not so tight, maybe you can come all the way into crease of leg. Bend the knee up, right knee comes down, tall spine. Do your best. That is lovely.
Yeah, leaning way to the right though, huh?
You can lean to the right.
I like it.
It's not drunken monkey pose. It's okay. You can lean. I have a lot of poses that I do that in. Where you just kind of fall. There's one that called is it Pindasana? Garbha Pindasana. And you have your arms through your legs and you roll around on your back. You look like a turtle that can't right itself. And sometimes you can't get up. You're like, hey, can you give me assistance? Yeah, that one's really funny. And up and bounce those legs. My sister has taken my picture in that pose before. And she's like too busy laughing to take the picture. And bring the leg over and forward. You know what, now I think about it, if you guys go to the Yoga Immunity with Michelle Pugh page, I think that's my banner. I'm wearing blue pants and I've got my hands through my legs and I'm like this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That, but you get that, you roll up into that, because I was on my back.
Can I comment on this pose right here?
Yes, let's comment.
I noticed for me
Yes.
that I'm really not having to pay attention to keeping my shoulders away from the ears because my tendency, because I'm so tight,
Yes.
is to compensate and lean like this.
This is
I'm
absolutely
not
true.
paying attention to like, I'm almost barely leaning over because I have to do this.
Right.
And
So let me tell you a way to avoid that.
Mhm.
So what she's talking about is that this is really tight for her. When she goes to lean forward, she does this, which is also protection, right? Because the hamstrings hurt so much. So you can't look at big picture. You have to take this in bites. So your thought then is going to be, I'm just going to come to this thigh. So you would be to grab this knee, not the bottom leg, sit up as tall as you can, and try to pull your belly to this
Yeah.
thigh. Don't even worry about this leg,
Yeah.
because this leg's still going to get the stretch.
Yeah.
So if you think tall and pull, right? You guys see it works.
But keep it, I gotta not bring the shoulders.
By grabbing here, look, see my elbows are traveling straight back.
That's right.
And because they're traveling straight back,
Shoulders.
I can't go up.
So don't, yeah, that's good.
Because when you reach, this is what's happening when you reach.
Straight.
By pulling your arms closer to you,
Yeah.
trapezius come down, elbows travel back.
Very good.
So you can elongate, and because you're longer, you can fold better.
That's brilliant.
See, dropping some knowledge on you there. Boom, mic drop. It makes a huge difference, doesn't it? And slowly come up, foot comes next to the knee, and tall spine. That's why I tell you guys, please ask questions. It makes a difference. Something that you ask can help somebody else. Tall spine, 3, 4, 5. We're going to come back to the center, grab that foot, rock it out. We have lots of wrist work to do. It's going to be fun. I tried to do that to encourage you guys. Of course, I did not mention that we're doing crow. Connie knew, but she's been keeping it under wraps. And put the foot into the thigh. The left hand comes behind. We're going to reach, lengthen this side of the body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that booty come right back down. Find a place for this foot. So near the knee, not on the knee, because we don't want to push it in a direction it doesn't function. So from knee to hip crease. Place and lift. Maybe the knee comes down. She's like, wait. All right. Foot on thigh. There you go. Let your knee, nope, the foot comes on the thigh, not on the floor. Let your knee drop down. Yep. Now bend the other knee. Ah, yes.
Still can't like get straight.
Yeah, it takes a little bit. Yeah, we've been out for,
It's just tight, yes.
I'm sorry?
The guys are just too fat.
No such thing.
Oh,
It's tight hips.
It's tight hips. You're good.
imagine.
3, 4, and 5. Take that out. Nice little bounce. All right, we're going to do some reclined postures. Not too complicated because we really do need to get in these hands. So we're going to roll back, pull those knees in. Ooh, I got pops, snap, crackles, and pops. Arms come out to the side. We're going to drop those knees over to the left. Feel that work? We're opening through side body, opening through hip. 1, 2, 3. Keep right shoulder on floor. 4, 5. Bring those knees back to the center, over to the right. Nice rotation. Left shoulder stays on the floor. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring those knees back to the center. Feet come up. Grab those heels. Pull down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release. Cross those legs. Grab those ankles. Pulling down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release. Change the cross. Pull ankles down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And gently release. Pull those knees in. Nice. We're going to put the bottoms of the feet flat on the floor. And press through those feet, lifting the hips. Now, when we come into this posture, we have a tendency to let those legs come out into a V. We're going to try to bring them back in so we're nice and parallel. Palms are on the floor. Really contracting. Contract your hamstrings. Contract your glutes. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly rolling down. Once we get to the bottom, windshield wipers. Nice. Now from there, we're going to pull those knees in, cross at those ankles so we can roll up. We're going to come right on over. All right. Good morning. Oh, Frank finally said good morning. Good morning, Frank. Are you fishing? You'll just have to let us know. And we're going to inhale that spine up. And down. He knows we had to be talking about it. Inhaling up. And down. All right. From there, we're going to soften those feet. Come into a child's pose. Really lengthen it out. Let the belly just kind of settle down. Lengthen those arms. Nice long stretch here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now as we come up, we're going to do our first big hand stretch. We're going to take the backs of the hands and put them on the mat. So we're stretching the wrists. So like we were talking in the intro, in case you might have missed it for those of you tuning in at home, we're working on wrist and forearm today. But to get into that wrist and that forearm, we have to address it where it starts, where the nerves and the impulses come from, and that's going to start way up in the neck, down the shoulder. So we're going to try to hit all of those things. And we're going to shift the weight back so that we can put those palms back down, but we're going to let that right arm float up. We're going to take that right arm and thread the needle. But once we put that right shoulder down on the floor, I want you to sink the glutes back towards your feet. Extend the left arm forward towards me. Should feel pretty good. You get a chance to sink in, but it's a nice rotation in shoulder. I'm up on my fingertips, which gives me a little more stretch here through that side body. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to slowly come back up to table. And from table, left arm comes up. Thread it through. Now let the booty drop back. You're extending that right arm forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is great. We're going to release, put that arm back out. We're in that child's pose. This is balancing us from the two sides. So now that we can come back to table, we can do a rotation. So we're in table. We're going to take the right hand, rotate it out, and allow the fingertips to point towards your knee. We're going to take the left hand, rotate it out, fingertips towards knee. Nice big stretch. Feel the forearms really lengthen. And you're going to have one forearm that is way crankier than other.
This is another example of why you'd be sure to not bring the shoulders up in the ears.
Yes, giving the shoulders over the wrists help. And just see how you're not able to rotate. And that's just going to take some time.
Yeah.
And both of them are not the same. Yeah, and come up out of the shoulder. Yeah, tall. Now we're going to unwind the right one first. And then we're going to unwind the left one. Bring your knees together. See if you can sit back on your feet. This is uncomfortable for some people. Can you have the hiccups? So if you have to sit up on your knees, that's okay. We're going to lace the fingers together, and we're going to do figure eights. This is Jedi training, according to my 8-year-old nephew. And he's not wrong. Zoom, zoom, zoom. He makes the sounds, though. And we're going to change directions. Right? Now you won't ever forget that. All right, we're going to release that out. We're going to come back to table, and we're going to do some work on the wrists. But we don't want them to fatigue. So all of these things that we're going to do, we're going to be supported on the knee so that the hand can get stronger, the forearm can get stronger, but we don't wear out before the end of class. We're going to kick right foot out, extend left leg. Really grab with the five fingertips here, that very first knuckle. Try to bend it. We're going to lift that left leg. We're working outside of left hip. Left hand comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend at the knee, grab the foot. Open through the heart, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to take this left foot and we're going to let it travel to the front of the mat. Now notice that my right hand didn't come off the floor. I want to keep that. I want it to be stable. I want it to be connected. I want to be able to hold my weight with my right hand. I'm training that hand because I want to do balances. I want to do handstand. I'm building strength. We're going to rotate those shoulders so that we're stacked. Remember, bones hold weight, muscles move bones. So you need the muscles to stack those bones up, and then the bones hold the weight for you. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that left hand come behind. Bend that knee, see if you can grab it. Really opening through the front of right hip. Find your breath for me. Smile a lot. Really big stretch, lean into it. Are we smiling? Because I'm checking. Yeah, okay, just making sure. And gently release. We're going to put those elbows down. Oh, it feels so good. Alicia, hi, beautiful. Turning in from Watson Clinic with Dad. Love you. I love you back. I'll save this so you can find it later and do it with your little peeps. 2, 3, 4. Hi, Julie. I'm leaving them on hold at 4, right? Sorry to miss you today. My carpets are being cleaned out on the porch with. Oh, nice. Everybody's so industrious today online. And slowly come up, shift back, and lengthen through left leg. And we're going to let that left leg come back. So we're going to come into a child's pose that helps us reset. We're going to feel the differences between the two sides, but we're taking an opportunity here. Turn the palms up, open and close those hands. Do whatever wrist movements that you need to in case that right one's feeling grumpy, or to prep the left one because we're going to do that left side. Again, the intention is in the wrists. That's where our focus is, so that's where that blood flow is going. We're going to come back into table. Make sure that you have a really good foundation in that left hand. You're going to initiate those first knuckles, grab a little bit. We're going to kick the left foot out, extend the right leg. Right arm comes up, and maybe lift right leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend the knee, grab the foot. Open through the front of the hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release. You're going to let that right leg transfer to the front. My left hand didn't move. Now yours may have. That's fine. We're trying to learn to allow that to be the support in the ground. Rotate those shoulders. Let them stack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right hand reaches behind. Bend that knee. Grab the foot. Pull it in. Really opening through the front of the left hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release. We're going to bring those elbows down. Nice support. Really opening through the shoulder and the hip. Ooh, lots of work here. We're breathing, right? The groans are breath. I know you're getting breath. 3, 4, 5. Slowly push up and back. Lengthen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And bring that knee back. And sit in child pose. Oh. Nice. We're awesome, but we knew that already. Now, from here, we're going to sit up on these legs. We're now going to fire up the forearm. I really want you to notice what happens when we fire up the forearm here. So we're going to put those arms above the head. It doesn't matter. You don't have to sit your butt on your feet. You can be on your knees. We're going to open and close. And we're going to open and close fast. What we're doing is we're firing up the muscles in the hands, and the wrist, and in the forearm. Before we come into down dog, you're going to notice such a huge difference. Try not to let those shoulders be way up by your ears. Open and close, faster, 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 faster. I know you think, I can't do it any faster. My hands are going to sleep. My arms, oh my gosh. And then we put those hands down, right into down dog. Notice the difference. It helps you connect to the ground. It's like really helps you sink down. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that left foot come towards center. Right leg comes up. Bend the knee. Open through the front of the hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to put that foot down. We're going to switch to the other side. Let that left leg come up. Bend that knee. Open through the hip. 1, 2. See if you can bend left knee. Right leg straight. Opening through the hip. 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that left foot slowly come down. We're going to bend the knees, looking forward, step forward, fingertips flat back, forward folding, inhaling all the way up. Hands come down. Phew, right? And it's just a lot. So we're going to inhale up, exhale down. Again, inhale up, exhale down. Last time, inhale up, Exhale down. So this is going to be easier to do it here than in Warrior 2, which is where I made them do it last night, and they were not happy. So we're going to do it separate from Warrior 2. So we're going to stand comfortably. We're going to push the walls out. So I'm a big Star Wars fan, so you remember when they were in the trash compactor and it's coming in, right? Pushing it out. You're holding those walls out. So we're going to let the pinky fingers come down. Really feel that articulation in the skin between the fingers. 1. Let the shoulders soften. We're not doing this. Look like Pee Wee Herman, right? Yeah. And pinky's up. Ring finger comes down. 1, 2, 3. Get those arms straight. 4, 5. And lift the ring finger. Middle finger comes down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ring or middle finger up. Index finger down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That comes up. Thumbs like the Fonzie. Hey, right? Yep. Get those arms out. 1, 2. I can see you. You make me smile. 3.
In my head, I look like you.
You do look like me, just like me. 4, 5. We're going to take those thumbs, put them in, grab them with the 4 fingers, and pull those pinkies down. Open the wrists. No bends in your elbows, straight arms. You're like, how are my arms so heavy?
Right.
2, 3, 4. Pull those wrists down even more. 5. And release it. Whew. That's a burner. Shoulders up by the ears and down. One more time. Up by the ears and down. Take that right hand, put it behind you. See how it comes over here like this? We're going to grab it, pull it down so it looks like this from behind. Left ear goes to left shoulder. So we're opening this line of connection here. Right through the side of the neck, down trapezius, down through the shoulder. We're trying to let all of that get stretched out so that it doesn't pinch off nerve. It doesn't pinch off blood flow. That is really going to directly affect the wrists. And gently release, let that dangle. Left one comes behind. So it comes here first. We grab, pull across, right ear, right shoulder. Feel the side of that neck really stretch open. 2, 3, 4, 5. Head comes back up. Release it out. Shoulders up and down. And up and down. So we're getting ready to do some standing postures, but I want you to think about your water hose. So when you're in your yard and you're working on your water hose, you're pulling the hose through the yard, you're watering, and then there's no water coming out the hose, right? That doesn't mean that there's something wrong right there where the water comes out. You have to follow the line back, right? So it's either gotten in a kink or it's stuck on something. So that's literally what we're doing here. We're following that water hose all the way up, looking for those kinks to try to straighten it out so we have good connection in the arm. Does that make sense? I try to use relatable stuff because that's how my brain works. So we're getting ready to do Warrior 2. How Warrior 2 is going to function is, you know, Warrior 2, we look like this, right? But we're going to have the palms up today, and we're going to try to rotate around and try to move just this joint. But if we're tight, this is what happens. And I get that, but I would rather you rotate until it won't go and then just stop there than to do this with your back. All right? So we're going to meet together at the front. Yay, us. Here we go. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Fingertips flat back, really lengthening through the spine. Forward fold, soft bend those knees, send that right foot back, grounding that right foot. Cartwheel up into that Warrior 2, and you're in a Warrior 2. We sink, we try to see if we can get this knee to be over the ankle. We're not leaning with that chest. That spine is perpendicular to the floor.
We're going to turn the palms up. Where's your breath? Soften the shoulders. We're going to rotate all the way through and around. Palms come up. And release. Rotate all the way through. Palms come up. And release. One more time. Hands come all the way through. Palms come up. And release. Bend at the elbows. Let those hands come down to the floor. Come to the ball of that foot. Stepping back into plank. We're going to hang out in plank. So we're really grabbing with those fingers, right? We're pressing the mat away. So if you think of pressing the mat down instead of lifting the body up, you're going to be so more, you're going to be much more successful. You're not going to get in your head. Use those fingers. Remember to breathe. Enjoy the connection of feet and hands at the same time. We're building the strength in that forearm. The wrists, the hands. We're smiling because we have muscles there too, right? We're going to put those knees down and chest and chin, and we lower to the floor, and we rest, and we're like, oh, I'm so happy to be on the floor. Give ourselves a little rock here. Releasing out. Find your breath. You guys are awesome. You got up and showed up for your life. Now, while we're here, we're going to take the backs of the wrists and we're going to put them, sorry, I'm going to move that blanket. Put the backs of those hands on the floor. And once we get the hands down, we're going to try to let them slide towards the chest. What we're trying to do is just slide the tissue that's on top of the wrist. Moving that fascia around is going to help get some blood flow in there. Really work releasing anything that binds up that wrist, binds up the hands. We're going to release that out, turn those palms down, and lift up. Small cobra here. Keep your feet together for me. Nice lift. Where's your breath? Are you smiling? Yay. Every time I tell you that, you smile. I hear you guys giggle. And slowly come down. Nice little wiggle again. And press to table. Now, from our table, we're going to turn those toes, come into down dog. Maybe you need to reorient here. Check in with those wrists. Check in with those ankles. Make sure you are well. And then we allow that right foot to travel forward. Make your foundation. Make your correction and your alignment. Breathe. We're going to cartwheel up to warrior two. Nice. Now, palms come up. See if you can sink in a little bit. Settling in. We're trying to make sure that that right knee is over right ankle. And then we're going to allow those hands to rotate through. And release. Hot dog. Let me come through. And up. And release. See if I heard that breath. That's you guys are doing awesome. We're going to come through one more time. And release. Hands come down to the floor. Come to the ball of that left foot. We're going to step forward, fingertips flat back. Forward fold. We are amazing. Shake the head, no. Shake the head. Heck yeah, we made it to class. We're going to bend the knees. Inhale all the way up. Find that breath. Enjoy that when you lift those arms up, the lungs get fuller. Hands come down. Good job. Inhale, shoulders by the ears. Exhale them down. Let's try again. Inhale up by the ears. Exhale them down. Good job. We're going to grab our strap now. Now, there's just one little bit of heads up for those people who are right under the cranes or lights. You might need to step forward, step back, or wiggle just a little bit because you'll hit them eventually. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is divide this strap in half. Not because that makes it special, but it just helps you find center. Okay? So once you find that center point, and I'm sorry for those on screen that it's a dark strap and a dark shirt. That's the best I've got today. So we're going to take that strap, put it across the shoulder blades.
Once you get it across the shoulder blades, we're going to go over each shoulder. So from the front, it should look like you have on a backpack. Be mindful not to have any twists in it because they will kind of cut on you a little bit. So it's right here too where the artery feeds your arm. So let me fix that for you. There you go. In your head, it's really good. So it's going to go straight over your shoulders. Yep, just like that. No twists. So Chrissy, fix those twists because they will cut, and your artery that feeds your arm is right here. And we don't want it to push on that. Okay? And so we're going to just kind of cross this out. Help each other. It's all good. So then I'm going to cross them in the back. So it looks like this from the back. We're doing pretty good. It looks like we're all set up. Yeah, right on, right on, right on. You guys got this. All right, so we want the hands down by the body. Our first instinct, number one, is to do this because it helps pull the shoulders back. But look at what I do this, right? It puts the pressure here, and we're cutting off blood flow to the arm. And that's not what we want, right? We want to let this trapezius release. So you pull down. So you're pulling towards the floor, and it changes the pressure in the shoulder. Now, because the shoulders are stiff, thing that we do number two is that. And we don't want to do that. So we bend the knees, tuck the pelvis. So now we have to be straight. The shoulders have to respond, okay? Nice. Now I'm going to do this from the back so you can see what's going on. We're going to let right ear come towards right shoulder. Notice how much more difficult this is because we are so accustomed to allowing that right shoulder to lift to meet the ear, or we tip that left shoulder to help. Here, none of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We let the head come up, left ear, left shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We let that head come back up. So I'm turning back to the side now. Chin to chest. Feeling back of neck really stretch here. And lift the head up. Nice work. So now we're going to do a really big side stretch. So the right hand slides down the right side of the body as we turn, look up to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Contract that side to come up. Left hand slides down. Turn, look up to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Contract that side to come up. Oh, and gently release. So we're going to take the strap off, but don't put it down. Do this when you first get it off. Notice that range of motion you have now, just because we've opened it up. So we take them off, but don't put them down. And we're going to fold the strap in half. Now, as we fold the strap in half, I like to hold the buckle so that you don't smack yourself or your neighbor. If the neighbors don't appreciate it when you smack them with the buckle. So we are going to hold that. We're going to come out 3 or 4 feet. I'm turning my back to you again, just so that you can see that rotation. We're going to move to the left and around and forward. So I'm going to just turn back to face you. So it's basically a big circle, but as you get it to going and it starts moving, it becomes kind of like a figure 8, right? It crosses over the head. So the right arm goes around, left one comes up, and then goes around, right? Soften your knees. You're going to have a tendency to lock those legs out. All right, now the next time that you allow the strap to come to the front, stop, change directions. Lots of cracking, right? And let's do 2 more. Now the next time that strap makes it to the front, you're going to stop, let it come to your thighs.
We're going to come over and let it touch, right on the bum. Back over and touch. Over and touch. Feel that work for sure, right? Over and touch. One more time, we're going to come over and touch our booties. And then back to the front. And let those arms sag. Right? Shoulders up and down. Shoulders up and down. Last exercise with the strap. Again, turning my back to you. I am starting with my right hand, buckle in right hand so I don't smack myself in the head. Up and over. I'm going to allow left hand to come behind, grab strap, pull down. Opening through trapezius, nice rotation in shoulder. Please bend those knees. Don't lock your legs. Find your breath. Feel connected to the ground. Smile a lot. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to change that direction and allow that right arm to come up. So you're lifting that left arm behind you. You're going to feel a little twingy here. 2, 3, 4, 5. No stress on either. Drop left hand first. Let right arm come straight up and then down so you don't get any kinks in that shoulder. Let's switch. Left hand holds the buckle. Left arm comes over. Reach back and grab. We're going to pull down. Nice mid stretch here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to pull up. Nicely done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No pressure either arm. Right arm releases. Left arm comes up and down. Put those away. Woo! Right? Just that work. You feel the blood flow. You can feel it. They're warm. Really nice. We have one last flow. And that last flow is going to be Warrior 1. I get that your arms and your shoulders feel a little wonky. So we're going to be here. And then we're going to be here. And then we're going to be here in that Warrior 1. Giving us different arm rests. If this is feeling really good and you want to hang out before here, do that. It's your practice, okay? Because we're in that downhill slide to funness. You guys always worry when I say fun, which is awesome. Everybody's like, she said fun. Fun for her, not for us. Inhale up. And exhale forward, folding. Oh my goodness, feels so good. Fingertips flat back, really lengthen it out. Forward fold, soften those knees. Extend that right foot back. We're going to ground that right foot. We're going to come up into Warrior 1. Shoulders here, soften. So we're not bicep to ear, right? Soften the shoulders down. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if we can transition into those goalpost arms a little bit. Bending at the elbow, opening through chest, maybe even turning the heart up some. 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to see if maybe that left arm travels forward. Right arm comes in, rotate, lift those arms up. 7. Where's your breath here? Don't lose your lunge. 8, 9, 10. We're going to slowly unwind. I always know. Hands come down, come to the ball of that foot. Stepping back into plank. Happy plank. Now from that plank, we're going to lower down. Knees. Chest and chin. Belly comes down. Soften those feet to the floor. Enjoy that engagement in the tops of the feet. Press down through the hands to open the heart. Open the throat. Full breath here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Chest comes down. Here's some fun for us. We're going to rotate to the right side. Put right forearm down. Stack the feet. We're going to work on building some strength underneath that shoulder as well. If you bend these knees just a little bit before you start, it's going to help you get up, and then you can straighten the legs. So allow your left arm to help you. You're going to press down, straighten legs, the left arm comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Hip comes down, come to belly, switch to the other side, stack those feet, bend the knees, press down to lift up, lock in the legs, right arm comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to gently release. Put those hips down, ladies. Come to the belly. Nice rock here. Soften those feet. Backs of the hands come to the floor. Again, this is about wrists and forearms. Remember. Now from here, we're going to press to table. From table, we're going to put those forearms down. In the Wednesday class, we don't get a chance to do this because we don't do inversions typically, so we're going to do one dolphin here. So forearms down, and come into dolphin. Just to feel that work through the forearm, a chance to lengthen through spine. Pull your belly in, lifting pelvic floor. Feel connected through that edge of the arms, through the bottoms of the feet. Where's your breathing? Soften your neck. Maybe you need to turn your head yes and no. We're going to put those knees down long enough. You can put the palms down. Come to down dog. When you're ready, bending the knees, making sure you're connected. Right leg comes forward, grounding back foot. Come up into warrior 1. 1, 2, 3. Let's see, maybe we can open out into goalpost arms, opening the chest and the heart. Don't lose your lunge. 4, 5, 6. We allow that right arm to start traveling forward. We cross and rotate. See if we can lift those arms up. But typically when we look up, we tend to straighten that front leg. So keep it bent. 7, 8, 9, 10. Unwind. Down to the floor. We come to the ball of the foot. We step forward, fingertips flat back, really long spine. Forward folding. Shake the head, no. Shake the head, yes. We finished class and we're awesome. We're going to inhale all the way up. Hands come down. And gently release. So, that is the end of class. But I'd like to think of class today kind of like a Chinese meal. You get a fortune cookie, right? So, the fortune cookie of class today is going to be working on crow. Crow is an arm balance. It's typically the first arm balance you learn. Arm balances are scary because you feel like you're going to face plant. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But showing you the setup is more important than doing the posture. We've done all this work here for our wrists, our hands, and our forearms. So we're just going to work on setup. Okay? So how that's going to work, and I'm going to show you guys first before you try to do it. When you are going to do an arm balance, you want to be able to make a shape like this that your knees can go on. Which means you have to be able to get your knees to your triceps. So by putting the feet together, coming out like this, you should be able to touch. And so this may be all you work on, and that's okay. And you're like, okay, I've been working on this, Michelle, I have this, what's next? What's next is you start to rotate forward. Now, I want you to look at where my head placement is. If I am looking at my feet, I am prepping myself to do a somersault. Because my head's about 15, 12 pounds, depending on what I'm thinking about, right? But if I lift my head, it shifts the weight back, right? You're less likely to roll forward. Your feet will come down. So So you're going to rotate forward and you're going to try to lift the toes off the floor, right? That's what we're trying to do. Oh, thank you. I think I was a yoga teacher or something. So what we're going to try to do is just make the shape and just make the contact. If you've been practicing with me a while and you want to try the crow, maybe you just lift one foot, put it back down. Lift the other foot and put it back down. There's just this strategy of balance more than anything else. It's not that it's necessarily that hard, but the balance is. So let's try at least make the shape together. So put the feet together, bend the knees enough that you can touch, put your hands on the floor. So by bending the knees, it takes your hamstring out of it. So that's no longer a play or an issue, right? We want the hands at least shoulder width apart. We're going to bend the elbows and allow them to go back behind us, not out to the side. We're now going to start to separate the knees until they touch the backs of the triceps, and maybe that's where you stop. Activate through all the fingers, feel connected through the fingers, maybe look forward towards the front of the mat some, and hang out here. That's fine. Doesn't matter if you look silly or not. Who cares? This is that pathway that you take to get to doing a crow posture and feeling comfortable in your skin. 2, if you have that practice, you can lean into it. If you already have this practice and you need more, you can work on side crow. If you do one side, though, you need to do your other side. This is my less spectacular side. I mean, it goes up, but it doesn't look very great. But that's not why we're doing it. Deb, you good?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks magnificent. I'm not lying to you. It looks very good.
I'm not up for a face plant.
All right. Feeling good? Yep. One leg at a time for me. I'm talking to you, Christy. No frog in here. No frog like yours.
I'm a frog.
Right?
Yeah. Yes, just like that. Good
Skinny
job. All right, we're gonna make it to our booties.
It's getting there.
Nice work.
You're right, it's the face plant thing that makes you really nervous.
Yeah, you're afraid. And here's the thing, I will show you. There is only, out of all the poses I've ever done, I've only face planted on one, and that was doing flying pigeon. And that one's just ridiculous, okay? But in crow, what typically happens in crow is not face plant, because you can always roll your chin, is this. This is what happens. You fall off your elbow.
Elbows.
And once you learn that that's typically what happens, then the fear, because fear asana is real.
Mm-hmm.
You're so afraid you can't get upside down, right? Once you get over the fear part of it, or you fall and you're like, wow, I still held my teeth, it wasn't so bad, I made it much worse, I didn't break a tailbone, whatever your brain thinks, then it gets so much easier, right? We're going to sit back, hug those knees. And roll back, pull those knees in. Nice little rock from side to side. Arms come out, drop the knees to the left. And bring those knees back into the center. And drop those knees over to the right. And then from there, we're going to bring those legs back to the center. We're going to put the bottoms of the feet flat on the floor. Hands come beside the body. Press down through the feet to lift up. Nice tall spines here. Nice long body. We're trying to imagine we are holding a block between the knees so that we can keep those hips square. We can keep the legs parallel. Really lift, contract your glutes. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, rolling down. Once we're down, rock those legs from side to side.
We're going to put those legs down one at a time. Hands can be out beside you or on the belly. Just whatever you do with the hands, you want to make sure that you do it with both hands. So maybe this is the time that you maybe do another little wrist circle if that's what you need as you settle in. We release the feet. We release the ankles. We release the shin and calf. We release the knees, the thighs, the glutes and pelvic belly. We release the lower back and navel. Mid back and solar plexus. Shoulder blades and hearts. Lifting collarbones. Lengthening through the crown of the head. Softening the face. We check in with the body. We notice the breath first off, nice and slow, cleansing. Being aware of the breath helps the body and the mind connect. So we check in with our body. We check in with our energetic body, our mental body, our emotional body. Allowing the breath to be that thread that connects them all. Taking a second here to make sure that everything that needed a little extra love got it. That your breath is full. Ideally, we would stay here longer. We're going to move and wiggle those fingers and toes. We're going to remember our intention that we set at the beginning of practice. Maybe we're making some rotations in those ankles. Maybe we're making some rotations in those wrists. Smile. It makes a difference. Start to shift and move some. Maybe it's bending those knees and allowing the lower back to make it to the floor. Maybe it's a windshield wiper with the legs from side to side. And then maybe we roll to the right side. And then maybe we can push up to a comfortable seated position.
We allow the head to turn to the right, checking in. We allow the head to turn to the left again, checking in. And back to center. Hands come to heart. We remind ourselves of all the amazing things we have in our life to be thankful for. We send out love and kindness and compassion to those who need it. We're going to end the practice with an Om if you're comfortable inhaling. Bowing forward, namaste. Peace be with you. Go safely. And thank you for joining me. Yay! Yoga! Thank you. I appreciate you guys. That was a good class. Yay. Our wrists feel good. Our bodies feel good. Let's see. We've got lots of cool postures going on. Let's see. Lots of good comments. Yay. Sunshine's always the best comments. Yay, we finished our class. Yay, we're happy. It was a really good practice. So, from this class to your personal practice, we're all sending you big hugs, aren't we, ladies? Yes.
Big hugs.
Big hugs are sending it to you. Thank you for joining me, and you can join us again this time next week. Bye.